animal fur and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour Optic Yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
Breakfast with Adrian Flux, insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's a real honour to be here, to be live on Talksport with you on the opening day of the Premier League season, and we have got plenty to come for you between now and 6 a.m. as we build up to the Talksport Breakfast Show with Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour. But first, Nick's here. What's coming up on the show?
Morning, Angelina. How many times can we say we're back? But we are finally back now. We're back, building up to Liverpool versus Bournemouth, live on Talksport tonight. Everyone is absolutely up for it in the office. It's going to be emotional as well as we remember Diogo Jota tonight at Anfield. We've got exclusive interviews with Arne Slot and Brentford's Keith Andrews coming up. Angelina, I know you'll give us the lowdown on what to expect from Man United this season. We've got a good guest on that as well. And we'll go through the best of the front and back pages on this Friday morning.
Thank you. This is Early Sports Breakfast on Talksport with Adrian Flux, insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. So, Nick, how are you doing this morning? All good?
Do you know what? I am great. It's Friday. The weather is good. We've got Liverpool-Bournemouth tonight, which I'm intrigued to see how Bournemouth are going to get on after selling 3 of their back 4 to basically the Champions League favourites, right? PSG, Ilya Zabani. You've got Howson has gone to Real Madrid. I mean, in the future, we're going to wonder how the hell Bournemouth got Howson for a season. Like, that boy is so talented. And then obviously Kirkez at Liverpool, who they're playing tonight. So interesting to see how Iraola will get on. I mean, I really like Iraola. There's also, I've heard talk about maybe him being the next Man City manager. I'm interested to see how he gets on this season because I really rate him. And obviously Liverpool, like, they looked pretty good in the Community Shield, didn't they? But there are questions about the back line. So, you know, imagine if Bournemouth can nick it tonight. That would just amp up that talk about Liverpool and are they a bit leaky?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a very interesting start to the season. And I think, to be honest, when you look at last season, there were so many twists and turns. There were so many different angles, different stories. And that's the one thing that I love about the Premier League so much. And obviously, Drive, yesterday I was working on Drive. We had a show outside on the balcony of the news building with Premier League fans. They were the live audience. So we had people from each Premier League club. And it was just the perfect way to start the Premier League. You know, the eve of the Premier League, almost like Christmas Eve, isn't it? Like, so excited.
And could you sleep last night?
I was waking up every hour, but that's just me anyway. I'm not the best sleeper.
I think the title race is going to be interesting this year. I mean, I can't see Liverpool running away with it like they did last season. Obviously, Chelsea, potential contenders alongside. Yeah. I mean, if Arsenal don't win it this season, they're never going to win it.
Always the bridesmaids, never the bride. I am starting to actually feel sorry for Arsenal fans, I'll be honest. And that's coming from a Manchester United fan who also finds it very difficult to say this, but I do think it's hard to see past Liverpool. It's hard to see past them winning it. But speaking of Liverpool, you know, they kickstart the new season at Anfield against Bournemouth, and it's live and exclusive on Talksport.
Liverpool Football Club for the 20th time joining Manchester United at the top of the tree are English champions.
It's back to Salah, he puts it into an empty net and Liverpool lead.
You know, it's the Premier League, and if you rest on your laurels, that bites you in the following season.
If you wear this shirt, if you go out at Anfield, there's only one thing that is expected of you, and that's winning the game.
I would say that Liverpool at the moment is the most enticing and exciting sporting project in world football.
If you're talking about Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Kirkez, I mean, we are looking at a super team.
Ouattara has fed Kluivert inside the penalty area, and Kluivert has nabbed it under the goalkeeper and in.
To finish 9th, 56 points, I think is the least this group of players deserve after the season they've played. Overall, big season for us.
With Andoni as a manager, you know, it's only going to go from strength to strength.
My only worry about them going forward now, people just come and gut-wrench your team.
Bournemouth have beaten Manchester City.
Where on earth do Bournemouth go from here?
Top to bottom, one of the most unpredictable leagues around. Talksport is the place to be for the return of the Premier League.
Yes, that game will be presented by our very own Adrian Durham tonight from 7 p.m. on Talksport, with commentary from Joe Shannon and former England striker Dean Ashton. Now, I was with Adrian and Joe at the Women's Euros in Switzerland just a few weeks ago. We had an amazing time. I wasn't in Switzerland even 24 hours, and Joe and Adrian decided that we should go in a cable car 4,000 feet above ground up a mountain. For context, I am terrified of heights, but they were my emotional support for the day, and I will forever be grateful to the two of them. Don't think we cured the fear, but they were fantastic. And I was also with Adrian on Sunday with the rest of the Talksport team at the Community Shield. We watched Liverpool lose to Crystal Palace. I'll admit, they did look shaky in defence. You can't deny, though, that Arne Slot has done an amazing job with the Merseyside club. If anything, I feel like he's overachieved. But Talksport's Danny Murphy did sit down with Arne Slot yesterday and revealed whether he feels pressure.
Last season, I also felt pressure on myself because everybody maybe didn't expect a lot. So that also comes down with a certain pressure. Because everybody was, after Jurgen, it's impossible. I think now we might need more time than we needed last season because the manager changed, but the players stayed the same. And I've said many times that the playing style between Jurgen and me is not so different that it takes ages for them to be adapted to.
Yes.
Now players need to adapt to each other, and we also brought different profiles in. So we cannot compare Florian Wirtz with any player we've got. Yeah, maybe with Harvey Elliott, but he didn't play that much last season. And Jeremy Frimpong is a completely different profile than Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. So this is something that might need some time.
I feel like Slot is very humble there. Now, if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'd like to hear a bit more confidence. But then if you've just won the league, maybe you don't need to hear that much confidence. But he went on to say that that's no excuse for results at the start of the season. But it also sounds like a little bit of an excuse. I mean, he spent all this money on new players. Surely you wouldn't be spending all that money if you didn't expect them to hit the ground running. I know sometimes it can take players a bit of time, but if my club had spent over £300 million on signings, and if my club was Liverpool, who are known for making smart signings, I'd be a bit confused. I'd be a little bit concerned here because he compares Florian Wirtz to Harvey Elliott. I get it stylistically, but he admitted Elliott didn't play all season, and that's because he didn't pick him. So, a bit of a strange comparison. It doesn't completely, fill me with confidence that he'll definitely use Wirtz in the right way, despite paying all that money for him. But as well as this, Arne Slot was very vocal on Chelsea's chances of winning the Premier League.
You mentioned just before about your competitors. Obvious candidate, Arsenal, Man City, strengthening. Do you see Chelsea coming into that as well now?
I expected them to win last season already.
Really?
Yeah. The amount of quality they have. And they were, in the start of the season, they were into it. So I think they were, after 10 games, they were...
Even by December they were.
Yeah, they were still there. So squad depth, quality they have, very good manager as well. And I think they've showed this by winning the trophies they won last season. Good for us is that they also had a period last season where they struggled, and that's why they couldn't compete till the end for the league title. But now again, they're strengthening the team again. So yeah, very good team, good players, good manager. So a team that's, in my opinion, one of the ones that are going to challenge for the league title.
Very complimentary of Chelsea there. I mean, are we sleeping on Chelsea a little bit? Are we not taking them seriously enough? I mean, say what you want about the Club World Cup, but they did still win it. They've got Cole Palmer, who is only entertaining his third real season. He did play at City, but no more than 25 games in a season. And he's already considered one of the greatest players in his position worldwide. They've signed some really interesting players. Yes, they've spent a lot, but I feel like you can't rule them out. And I don't want to downplay Liverpool's chances of retaining the title too much. Arne Slot seems to be doing that already. No, I'm just kidding. But I still think they're favourites. But maybe Chelsea can push them. Slot rates them. Mikel Arteta called them the best attacking team in the league last season. So the men who matter seem to think that they've got a chance. But let me know your thoughts. Will Liverpool walk the league this season? Is Slot being a bit too reserved? Are we sleeping on Chelsea? Give me a call or send me a WhatsApp voice note on 03717 223344. But now it's time to look at the back pages with Nick Ellaby.
Hey, morning. I don't think anyone's sleeping on Chelsea. Liverpool are not going to walk the title.
No?
I'll tell you that now. I just think some of the other teams will be a bit stronger. Looking at the back pages today, obviously everyone's getting excited about the Premier League. Back of the eye paper, it's back. Also, Donnarumma apparently wanting a City move as Man United pull out. Might get into that later. Crown jewels on the back of the Sport. Arne Slot reckons winning the title again will be a whole lot harder. He was talking about the fact that when he came into Klopp's team, switching between him, Klopp and him, their styles are not so different. But now he's got a lot of new players in that dressing room who are going to have to adapt to each other. So he's sort of saying no excuses, but, it will take a bit of time. And on the back of the Daily Mail, Isak on strike, Toon ready to fine. Want-away start if he sits out the Villa game. So that's obviously ramping up. But on the back of the Times, the headline is Isak can have future here. Eddie Howe has said, that this situation is not irretrievable. He's a good man manager, Eddie Howe. There's actually a really nice, long, if you like these kinds of things, sit-down interview from Matthew Syed in the Times with Eddie Howe. And he's gone to the training ground. He's looked at how Eddie Howe deals with the players. I thought this was quite interesting. Eddie Howe, Matthew Syed writes, talks to the players like grown-ups. There's no shouting like a sergeant major. Howe told me his players are highly intelligent, highly driven young men. You don't reach the top without a high football IQ. And unlike some head coaches, Howe is central to the training itself, Matthew writes. He walks with the attacking players to a pitch peppered with mannequins in strategic positions and vocally drills them into the patterns, talking about Villa's defensive structure. We've got Newcastle versus Aston Villa live on Talksport tomorrow. Be interesting to see how Newcastle react to that whole Isak situation. Are they going to come out firing? Are they going to look a little bit, maybe are they missing that spearhead at the top? How do you think that one's going to play out?
I think that, like you say, Eddie Howe is such a good man manager. I think he was saying in that article as well about how he doesn't, like to shout at his players, and he believes, all my players have got, good footballing IQs. That's the reason why they're here playing for Newcastle. So I think that he'll be doing his best to protect the players, and I think that they'll be going into this focusing on the task at hand, because whatever happens with Isak, he's not bigger than the club, in my opinion. I'm always of that mantra of nobody is bigger than your club, so the players just have to focus on the club and get the job done.
Yeah, well, there's lots of nice details in there also about how Eddie Howe met his wife, and also his humble upbringing, his mum, single parent, struggling to bring them up, and that's where he gets his work ethic from. So that's interesting in the back of the Times. Also, in terms of the rules this season, Martin Ziegler, the Times chief sports reporter, writing referees chief Howard Webb has announced a crackdown on holding at set pieces. So we're going to see, I think, certainly in the first few weeks, a lot more penalties for holding in the box. To be honest, a lot of they get away with murder, don't they?
They do. You do see it quite a bit. And you know what? As long as it's not Man United penalties, I love penalties. A lot of people, even penalty shootouts.
Harry Maguire is an absolute candidate for this. Instance in which players hold opponents with both arms, are focused on their opponent instead of challenging for the ball. Harry Maguire, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
And where holding affects the attacker's movement will result in the awarding of fouls, leading to penalties for offences inside the area. So expect more penalties at the start of this season, definitely.
Well, there you go. Hopefully Harry Maguire won't be playing too much because our centre-back should be back fit. But thank you very much for that, Nick. Cheers. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast on Talksport with me, Angelina Kelly. And up next, we'll be talking all things Manchester United ahead of their huge Premier League opener on Sunday against Arsenal. morning, I'm Angelina Kelly and you're listening to Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux. Get a tailor-made quote for your commercial vehicle. Search Adrian Flux Insurance for the individual. This morning we've been talking about the new Premier League season, which kicks off this evening at Anfield. It's Liverpool versus Bournemouth on Talksport from 7 p.m. Meanwhile, the governor is back. Alan Brazil is back on breakfast this morning. Alongside him is someone who smashed one in the top corner for Arsenal in the 2002 FA Cup final. It's Ray Party Parlour. Now, this is Alan's first time in this beautiful new studio, which if you're not watching the show, it is a must. So you can check it out on the TalkSport app, YouTube channel, or via your smart TV. It's all singing, all dancing. Look at it. It's absolutely fantastic. And don't forget that you can listen to all of our stations on the TalkSport app. If you want some music, Virgin Radio is there. There's even a Virgin Radio Britpop station on the app. Or for news, you can find Talk and Times Radio. Just swipe between our stations. But here are some of your other headlines this Friday morning. England all-rounder Chris Woakes has confirmed he's doing rehab on that dislocated shoulder, raising hopes he could be fit to go on this winter's Ashes tour. Woakes came out to bat wearing a sling on the final day of a recent 2-2 Test series draw with India. There were fears Woakes' England career could be over, but he's now out of the sling and aiming to be ready to play again this year. Another England player who's definitely going to Australia is spinner Shoaib Bashir. We had him on Rushton and Baker yesterday and he told them what it's like playing under the captain Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes is just an incredible captain and he understands my emotions really well. And yeah, as you say, like I might get hit for runs and that's fine as long as I'm trying to work towards taking a wicket. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take wickets and I'm not afraid to leak runs in order to take wickets. And yeah, just the environment will allow me to do that, which is just great.
Elsewhere, Rugby Union Prem side Bristol have signed Wales winger Lewis Rees-Zammit for the upcoming season. Now, this marks a return to the sport for the 24-year-old who'd spent 18 months pursuing a career in America in football's NFL. Rees-Zammit has been capped 32 times by his country and previously spent 6 years at Bristol's rivals Gloucester. Meanwhile, Punjab Warriors have reached a deal with Jason Whittingham's Bond Group Investments Limited to take over National League side Morecambe. The final legal documentation is now being prepared for a smooth and fair transition for the change of ownership. The club have been suspended from the division after failing to meet financial regulations, with their first 3 games of the season not being played due to uncertainty over their future. But for more on all these stories, visit talksport.com. Now, I did say a little bit earlier, for those who don't know, I'm a Manchester United fan, born and raised in Salford. My granddad even had Manchester United on the side of his glasses. That's how seriously we take it in my household. And, you know, I fell in love with the club. It's been tough over the last decade, but I feel like times are changing. I'm feeling positive. Although I say that every season, I think. But kick-starting the season on Sunday, it's at Old Trafford, providing it's not fallen down by then. The Red Devils are facing Arsenal. It's a real baptism of fire. But like I say, I'm feeling confident. But joining me to chat more about this game, transfers, everything in between, is a friend of Talksport, a friend of mine. It's Stretford Paddock's Jay Motti. Jay, how are you doing? Thanks for getting up this early to chat to me.
No, I'm with you, Ange. I know we say this every season. I mean, we've seen so many corners that I'm going around in circles, but I feel like this season, I'm there. I'm feeling confident. Every season, every summer, I say, don't do it. Don't get too confident. We know how it ends. But then we make a few signings. You hear a press conference from Ruben Amorim, and it's like, yo, I'm there. We're going to be all right. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough test. Arsenal, obviously, very good team, finished second like 3 times on the spin. We know what they can do. They've made some good signings. But I think United have as well. And I can't help but feel like Manchester United, even by our recent standards, last season was a little bit of an anomaly. Manchester United never finished 15th. It was a disastrous campaign. And I expect us to kick on and do much, much better this time round. The likes of Sesko, Cunha and Bumo coming in, it can only help us. And hopefully we have a bit of better luck with injuries because that affected us massively last season. So, yeah. I'm with you. I'm already sort of... I'm not saying 21 is coming and everything quite that drastic, but I certainly think we can finish above 15. Put it that way.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you. I mean, you talk about the new signings, Matthias Cunha, Brian Mbumo, Benjamin Šeško, over £200 million spent. Interesting, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe said that the club was, going out of business, but we've managed to make these signings somehow. What are you giving the transfer season out of 10? And when you look at the talk about a goalkeeper and maybe a midfielder being added to that, if you had to pick one, which one are you prioritising?
That's a good question. To answer your first question, out of 10, I think so far I'd probably give it maybe an 8. I think it's been very good.
That's fair.
I thought the Cunha signing was a bit of a given. We expected that. We did it very early. I think it was over the line on the 1st of June, as soon as the transfer window opened. And Bruno took a little while longer, but I was very excited about that player, the amount of goals he scored for Brentford. And then to get Sesko done and get him done as quickly as we did was impressive. It was. I didn't think we were going to get him. Looked like at one point we were in for maybe Ollie Watkins or even Nicholas Jackson was being rumoured to come into Old Trafford. So to get a player of the quality of Sesko and to get him done as quickly as you did when Newcastle were after him as well was good. But I still feel like we could do with a midfielder.
Yeah.
I feel like a midfielder is needed because I like Kobbie Mainoo, I like Bruno Fernandes, and I've not given up on Manuel Ugarte, but we saw it in pre-season. There isn't really a combination that works. We need someone with a bit more legs, a little bit more energy. And I think that could be someone like Carlos Baleba we've been linked with. So in answer to your question, if it was a goalkeeper or a midfielder, I'd probably prioritise a midfielder. I know there's massive question marks about Andre Onana, and Ali Bayandé probably hasn't stepped up the way he should do when he's been given the chance. But I just feel like we can maybe get away with it a little bit more with not getting a new goalkeeper. I do feel like a midfielder, if we are going to really kick on and get into those Champions League spots, I think we might need a midfielder.
Yeah, I completely agree. I get what you're saying there. There's been a lot of talk about this bomb squad, the players that need to be exiting. Jadon Sancho, now this saga, I don't know about you, I've got a headache with this saga, but the latest is that Roma are reportedly making a bid for him of 20 million. It would mean United would make a £53 million loss. Now, he wouldn't drop his wage demands to go to Chelsea. They ended up paying Man United £5 million to not buy him after the loan spell. He's actively been pricing himself out of a move until now. So I guess the question is, do we think he's actually going to drop his wages now? Now he's realised, it might be Roma or you're sitting on the bench. He might just have to compromise.
It's not often I say this, but that's one question I just can't answer. I don't think anyone...
No one knows what's going on in Sancho's mind, do they?
They don't. They honestly don't. You'd have thought when he went to Chelsea and the time that he had there, I know it wasn't amazing, but he ended up playing a European final and scoring a European final. It was obvious that Enzo Maresca rated him. He played in practically every game. You think, okay, that seems like a good move for you. Now, depending on who you read, the wage demands or the wage drop was quite significant. So I kind of, for once, sympathise with him a little bit if it was a huge wage drop, even though obviously he's on a lot of money still. I thought, okay, maybe he doesn't want to lose 2/3 of his wages, whatever it is, and he's looking for a move elsewhere. But we're getting towards the end of the window. There's not been a lot of clubs in for him. There's been a few, but it's not like he's got a host of the elite European clubs coming in for him. And you think, does he want to waste a year of his career sort of playing for the reserves at Manchester United? Because if he sticks around, that's what's going to happen. He's not going to get back into the team. He's not going to be part of Ruben Amorim's plans. And you can't even blame Ruben Amorim because this is a player that didn't really do it under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, didn't really do it under Ralph Rangnick, fell out with Erik ten Hag, and isn't really wanted by Ruben Amorim. So it's not the managers, is it? It's the player. He's just not at the level that Manchester United thought he was when we brought him in from Dortmund. So I hope he does go to Roma. I hope he realises that it is a short career and he needs to be playing football year in, year out. But going back to your original question, you just don't know. I don't even think Jadon Sancho knows what Jadon Sancho wants to do. Honestly, I don't. It's just you just can't tell, can you? So it's such a shame. It's probably the most disappointing transfer we've ever made. It's up there with Alexis Sanchez for me.
I agree.
In terms of the expectation, what we thought we were going to get and what was actually delivered, because you can count on one hand the amount of really good games Jadon Sancho has had for Manchester United. And like you said there, we're on about losing 53 million quid on him. And to be honest with you, I'd say that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, Jay. It's up there with the Alexis Sanchez situation. I think definitely one of the most disappointing. But Jay, I'm at the game on Sunday. You're going to be there, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, yeah. So all my confidence and bravado should be done by about 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'll catch up with you at some point. Jay, thank you so much for chatting to me. Jay Motti there from Stretford Paddock. Now, up next, we'll take a look at what's made the front pages and the latest on Alexander Isak. I'm Angelina Kelly, and you're listening to Early Sports Breakfast on Talksport.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. Something like this?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision.
It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top level of football refereeing? You can apply to become a referee through your local county FA from as soon as your 14th birthday. After spending several hours either in the classroom or on the pitch, they'll grant you Level 7 status, which allows you to officiate amateur games. Then you'll work your way through the ranks of amateur football, not reaching the National League until Level 2. It's a long process, bearing in mind every level from 7 upwards takes an average of a year. Also, there's no specific number of games you have to ref or hours you have to log before moving on up. You simply just have to be good enough. Once you're Level 2 and have enough experience at a National League level, you can apply to the EFL to become a Level 1 referee. Then it's on you to get enough experience to climb through the ranks and eventually become a Premier League referee. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough to officiate games in the top flight. So if you want to make it to the top, there's less than a 1 in 1,000 chance of doing it, and it'll take you a decade to get there.
Good morning, I'm Angelina Kelly and this is Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux, the cover you need at a price you'll love with Watts Van's Insurer of the Year 2021. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. And don't forget, I did mention we're in a shiny new studio and you can watch the show. You can actually watch all Talksport shows on your smart TV and on YouTube. This morning we've been talking about Liverpool boss Arne Slot, who told Talksport he thinks Chelsea will be serious contenders for the league this season and was surprised that they weren't last season. Now, we've had a text. Craig, the Arsenal fan, has texted on 81089 saying, "Hi Angelina, great to hear you. Arsenal will win the title this season. It's our time with the brilliant signings we made too. Gyökeres will tear it up too." I'm not convinced on Gyökeres. Maybe I'm being a bit bitter because I thought he'd go to Manchester United. But you know what? I really think that Arsenal have made fantastic signings. I think this is their moment. They've got to do it. But I just cannot see past Liverpool. I think it's just going to be a really, really tough one to manage to get above them. But that whole interview with Arne Slot that I mentioned, with Danny Murphy can be heard on Talksport Breakfast from 6 a.m. And then tonight, Talksport takes you live to Anfield for Liverpool against Bournemouth in the first game of the new Premier League season.
I believe in the meaning of spoken word.
They like that. Oh, they like that.
Top to bottom, one of the most unpredictable leagues around.
The difference is you don't quit, not until you reach the peak.
The Premier League title is coming back to Anfield.
Liverpool are the best team in the country. They were the best team in the country last year, and they've got even better.
But best believe it's your claim on it. Because you've got a destiny with your name on it.
Saga! 1-0 Arsenal!
Haaland to take it round the keeper. Oh, that's magnificent.
I think the Chelsea fans will expect Chelsea to compete for the league next season.
Palmer goes for goal and scores! What a hat-trick!
Oh my gosh, honestly, the Premier League, it never fails to deliver.
Setting up another one for Peru. Could it be two? Oh, yes it is! Another massive moment in Ellen Road!
Here's Manuel Benson on this near side, onto his right foot, hits one!
Oh, my word! Sunderland are Premier League again.
It's a wonderful game. We love it for the same reason, the unpredictability.
Oh, give it away to Isak. There's Fernandes goal! Bruno Fernandes, what a finish! What a goal on the counter for Manchester United! Salah, 1-0.
It's Talksport. We are Premier League.
Yes, it all kicks off this evening as Liverpool host Bournemouth live on Talksport. It will be their first competitive game at Anfield, of course, since the loss of Diogo Jota, which is bound to be an emotional one for everybody in the stadium, fans, players, etc. But then at 12:30 tomorrow, Aston Villa will face Newcastle United. This is also exclusively live on Talksport. Now, it looks like Newcastle will be without Alexander Isak for that game. He's still not training with the rest of the team as he tries to force this move to Liverpool. Craig Hope in the Mail today says that the Toon will fine the Swedish striker if he misses that game at Villa Park tomorrow, and runs with the headline, Isak on strike. There were also stories coming out this week that he'll never play for the club again. This saga... I'm getting fed up with this saga, and I had to deal with the Brian Mbeumo saga at Man United that went on for an absolute age. This one, I mean, I just question... I'm going to call his bluff, to be completely honest, because I don't think that if he doesn't get this move, is he realistically just not going to play for Newcastle? Is Eddie Howe not going to use him when he's not got an out-and-out replacement for him, perhaps? And I just think with a World Cup on the horizon... he's got to surely be prioritising that. And we've seen this before with quite a few players who have pushed hard for moves, you know, not got the move, stayed at the club and then done quite well. I mean, you think of Harry Kane at Spurs. He wanted to leave for Manchester City a few years ago, didn't get the move, then scored 30 league goals the following season. When he was at Liverpool, Luis Suarez, of course, did that big interview in the Telegraph with the headline, "Let me leave." And that was because he wanted to join Arsenal. The Reds said absolutely not. Their owner, John W. Henry, he tweeted, didn't he? What do you think they're smoking over there at the Emirates? And Suarez stayed another year at Anfield, won the Premier League Player of the Year and scored 31 goals to win the Premier League Golden Boot. You know, both players left a year later, but if Newcastle can't sell now, they could still get something out of him despite his threats, but it's whether the fans would accept him back into the fold. But if he scores a few winning goals, I mean, maybe all can be forgiven. But yes, Newcastle's trip to Aston Villa is live on Talksport tomorrow at 12:30. But now it's time to look at the front pages.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast. Talksport.
Nick, you are back alongside me. What have you got for us?
Yeah, good morning. How are you getting on with this hot weather? Do you like it?
Love the hot weather.
Well, and are you wearing sort of different stuff when you come into the office, or you just wear the normal, whatever you wear normally?
See, I'm always cold, and anybody at Talksport who knows me will take the mick out of me because I've always got a jacket on. Yeah. I've always got a coat. I used to have, when I first started, this coat that I used to wear all the time.
Sorry.
It was like a parka that I used to wear all the time, and I got so much stick for it. I've had to get rid of it, but I'm always wearing a coat, so I'm cold even in this weather.
I've been enjoying seeing the Oasis fans in big coats in 30 degrees weather this summer. Because this is, I mean, top story today. Hairy toe hell in the office. Workers are furious at blokes showing off their hairy toes and ugly feet. A poll found 4 in 10 have been put off their job by fellas wearing sandals without socks during the heat waves. 7% had complained, saying it was unprofessional. Claire Hannigan, a 35-year-old office worker from Hackney in London, says there's a definite smell around them. Have you noticed anyone in the Talksport office?
No, I don't think so.
They're not too bad, are they? What do you reckon about shorts in the office?
I don't mind shorts in the office. I know that it's a big debate at Talksport, but listen, it is warm. As much as I'm cold all the time, it is warm. I think an appropriate length of short is absolutely fine.
Who's got the best legs in the Talksport office?
Ooh. You know what? I would probably say, when you're thinking about the accessories that come with the legs, Sam Matterface in his cowboy boots the other week.
Matterface?
Looked fantastic.
What, he wore cowboy boots?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, he did. That's all I'll say.
Well, we might get Sam Matterface in this one. So, Ali McCoist is voted top TV wingman with fans. Scottish football's great Ali McCoist, Talksport presenter, has been crowned the UK's favourite television co-commentator in a poll, beating Alan Shearer and Gary Neville. I mean, he is the best, isn't he? Do you have a favourite co-coms?
I don't think so. I mean, just from people that I've been physically with, I mean, everyone at Talksport is great. And
we have to say that.
Yeah, but they actually are. When you meet a lot of these people, they are honestly so lovely.
I always think Darren Bent should do more. He's brilliant.
Oh, love Bente. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant on CoCom.
I don't know if you've got a favourite commentator, but can you guess who the nation's favourite commentator is?
Oh, I don't know.
It's the BBC's Guy Mowbray's come out on top.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Personally, I'm a big Jonathan Pearce fan.
Yeah.
I feel like he's really relaxed. He's just a little bit looser now in his old age.
Yeah.
And he can still bring the noise when he needs to.
Yeah. I have fallen in love with Joe Shannon's commentary.
Shannon's commentary on the Lionesses. Was
and I like to take a bit of credit for that, because when I came out to Switzerland, his voice was starting to go a little bit, and I had to bring in the medication. I had to bring in some vocal sweets for him to try and help him. So if it wasn't for me...
So thanks to you.
Basically.
Yeah, it was good. These legendary Lionesses.
Love it. I love it.
Okay, good stuff. Well done, Joe. And I don't know if you've seen this Wayne Rooney, Tom Brady sort of developing into a bit of a feud.
Getting spicy, isn't it?
Front page of the Daily Star, Brady feud round 2. How dare Roo Tom? Not sure about that pun. Angry Wazza lays into NFL star after football work ethic jibe. So, we've seen that Birmingham documentary, Tom Brady calling in the coach's work ethic when he was when Wayne was manager at Birmingham, and now Rooney's hit back saying Tom Brady doesn't understand football, and he said he reckoned that Brady came in once on a day before a game, and that was when things were a bit lighter anyway.
Yeah.
So are you Team Brady or Team Wazza?
I've got to go Team Wazza, haven't I? I mean, I just think they're both professional athletes
and absolute legends.
Yeah, and I think Brady should understand, when you make a comment like that, he's been in the media, when you make a comment like that, you know what's going to happen. You know that it's going to get spun. You know that it's going to get regurgitated. So, and I love that Rooney's like, he was literally there one day. I mean, he's only been there 2 minutes. I just think, calm down a little bit. And, just let it go, I think. But I think he knew what he was doing there. He knew that he was going to cause a stir.
He didn't need to bite, did he?
No.
All right. And pub landlady at 18, teenagers believed to have become Britain's youngest landlady.
Love
after
it.
Taking over the New Inn, Folkingham, Lincolnshire. Neve Baker-Wright worked in pubs since she was 14. The retiring landlord suggested she submit a business plan, and the Admiral Tavern said it was the best business plan they'd ever seen. It's on page 4 of the Times. There's a picture of Neve serving a pint of Abbott Ale at her pub. So if you're in Folkingham in Lincolnshire, pop into the New Inn, and 18-year-old landlord.
Amazing.
I mean, I was pulling pints at 18, but I don't think I was up for actually managing anything.
I know, it sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? But you know what? Props to her. We love someone with a good bit of business initiative. Thank you very much for that, Nick. Now, we mentioned him in his cowboy boots, Sam Matterface. He has had a sit-down interview with new Brentford boss Keith Andrews. Sam asked Keith Andrews about the whole Johan Wissa situation, with the striker pushing for a move to Newcastle.
I have got a good relationship with Wiss. I worked really hard with him last year to try and find him goals, I suppose. 7 of his 19 goals last year came from set pieces. So he owes me, really. So he shouldn't be going anywhere, Sam, to be blunt. Listen, on a serious note, I have got a good relationship with him. Has the last few weeks been ideal? No, of course it hasn't. Hasn't been ideal for him. It certainly hasn't been ideal for him. But I think what underpins that is a mutual respect, that we understand the situation, and hopefully, from my point of view, he's still at the club. I don't see that hasn't changed as far as I've said in the last few days. Nothing is fresh, nothing is new. It's a scenario that isn't wanted from me. Clearly, why would anybody want to lose a striker who scored 19 Premier League goals? So it is what it is, unfortunately. I'll keep communicating to Johan as he is with me. And again, going back to that respectful relationship, that will certainly remain.
Well, I think that one will be a very interesting listen. Don't forget that you can hear the full interview from 10 a.m. today on Matterface, Crook and Deeney. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast on Talksport. Coming up next, we will actually get Sam Matterface's Premier League predictions, and we'll be building up to breakfast with Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour. Good morning, I'm Angelina Kelly and this is Early Sports Breakfast on Talksport with Adrian Flux. Here's a roundup of the latest transfer stories. Nottingham Forest have agreed a deal worth up to £30 million with Manchester City to sign James McAtee. Forest have also held talks with former Aston Villa midfielder Douglas Luiz over a return to the Premier League after his move to Juventus hasn't quite worked out. Brentford are closing in on a £42.5 million deal for Bournemouth forward Dango Atawa. With the club agreement expected imminently. His arrival should allow Yohan Wissa to join Newcastle from Brentford. And what will that mean for Alexander Isak, eh? We're told Roma have submitted a £20 million bid for Jadon Sancho. Manchester United are yet to reject or accept the offer and are considering what to do. It would mean them making a £53 million loss on Sancho. And we've heard Newcastle have agreed a fee in excess of £40 million for Aston Villa midfielder Jacob Ramsey. A 5-year contract is in the works for him. Villa have reluctantly agreed to sell Ramsey to help stay on the right side of UEFA's FFP rules. But now it's competition time. Yes, we've had some amazing competitions and this one is no different. The NFL returns to Wembley in October as the Los Angeles Rams take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and our competition to win VIP tickets for the game is now open. Yes, we're giving you the chance to win 6 seats in a private box at Wembley Stadium. We're talking full hospitality, the absolute works, plus £5,000 of spending money. So to enter, it's 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. But for the chance to win, just text the word cash to 83338. And you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 25th of August at 11 p.m. This is a Talksport Limited promotion run on Talksport, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Now, I was talking about Sam Matterface a little bit earlier. He is not only the host of TalkSport's Premier League All Access podcast, but will be on commentary duty for Aston Villa versus Newcastle tomorrow lunchtime. And our chief football commentator is on the line now. Sam, good morning. Thank you for joining me. I believe you're currently en route from my hometown, Manchester, to London for your show at 10 a.m?
Yeah, and I'm disappointed to leave Manchester in a way because it is absolutely beautiful. You'd love it.
Oh my God.
Bright blue sky, nice little sunrise coming up over the east side of Manchester. Yeah, just got on the train.
Amazing.
Train leaves here about 6:10, so hopefully we'll be in time for the show with Crookie and Deanie after 10 o'clock this morning.
Amazing. Let's hope that weather stays when we're back on Sunday for the Manchester United-Arsenal game. I mean, let's focus on Liverpool-Bournemouth tonight. The Cherries were really good and quite dangerous against some of the top sides last season. But I can't stop thinking about the fact that their goalkeeper, Kepa, he's gone to Arsenal. 3 of their back 4, Dean Howson, Milos Kerkez and Ilya Zabarnyi, have moved to Real Madrid, Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain, respectively. Can you see anything other than a Liverpool win here?
Well, it's been a summer of disruption, and if you look at the statistics for the weekend and going to data, Opta have analysed it all, and they churn out a sort of rating every week as to what is the toughest fixture, and Liverpool are the biggest favourites to win their game over anybody else this week, and that is because of the fact that there's been so much disruption. Maybe the alarm bells are ringing for Andoni Iraola. Because there's been so much disruption with Bournemouth and their backline, but also the news this morning about Dango Ouattara and the possibility of him going elsewhere, which obviously causes a problem in attack as well. But I thought they were excellent last year. They were great on the counter-attack, and if Liverpool have a vulnerability at the moment, it is being caught on the counter-attack. And without Ryan Gravenberch tonight, that might well be an issue that they haven't yet plugged. But Liverpool are so strong, and the amount of investment that they've done over the course of the summer means that they've only managed to strengthen from a position of power. They've got a real chance to go back-to-back and win 2 Premier Leagues in a row. Don't get upset by that, Angelina. I know where your allegiances are like. But they've got a real chance to do that. Let's hope they do.
And tomorrow you're heading to Villa Park for Talksport's 12:30 game, Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. I take it Alexander Isak won't be in the starting 11. Now, I know you will already be doing your research. We know that you'll already have your laminator ready to go for your prep. So who do you reckon will be starting up front? Callum Wilson's now a West Ham player. Anthony Gordon can play there but suffered an injury during pre-season. It's not looking good.
No, it isn't. And that is something that we brought up on the Premier League All Access podcasts when we were previewing the season. The fact that realistically, this is a team that aren't going to be able to start the season with an out-and-out number 9. Willis Sula actually is a very good player and will be potentially a number 9 in the future. I'm not sure he's ready to carry that burden for Newcastle United at this stage of his career. But if anyone can find a solution to the problem, it will be Eddie Howe, who I think is an excellent coach, both tactically, but also the way he manages players. I think he's superb at that. And if he can come up with a solution to unsettle Aston Villa, we could be in for a cracking game, because when these two play, usually we see a hell of a lot of goals. And entertainment, we're in that business on a Saturday morning. So we've got Gabriel Bonlahor with us tomorrow and Stuart Pearce. So we're hoping for a rip-roaring encounter.
Sounds good. Now, finally, like I say, you're a man who knows his stuff. I want to get quick fire, some predictions from you. Can you give us your top 4?
Well, I'm not going to veer away from what I said on the podcast. Yeah. So my top 4, Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea. I'm not going to tell you what order that is in. You'll have to go and find out on our YouTube podcast about that if you want to know. But I can't see past those 4 because all of them have strengthened from last season, and all of those teams expect to be in the Champions League, demand to be in the Champions League, and I think they're the best place. They might even all fight it out for the title.
Well, there you have it. Like you say, you mentioned the podcast. Make sure that you get that wherever you get your podcast from. Sam, thank you so much. Hope the train is smooth. We'll see you in the office in a few hours. Sam Matterface there. He will be your commentator for Aston Villa versus Newcastle, live and exclusive on Talksport on Saturday lunchtime. And he'll be back alongside Alex Crook and Troy Deeney at 10 a.m. on Talksport. You cannot get away from this man. But the Premier League weekend kicks off tonight on Talksport with defending champions Liverpool hosting Bournemouth. That's live from 7 p.m. tonight on Talksport with Adrian Durham, Joe Shannon and former England striker Dean Ashton. We've got loads of guests on The Breakfast Show this morning with Alan and Ray. Here's what's coming up. Eddie Hearn, chairman of Matchroom, is on to talk about Moses Atoma versus Dillian White. Singer and Coventry fan Tom Grennan joins us. Talksport's racing pundit Lizzie Kelly is here. Dean Saunders is on the show to look ahead to Liverpool-Bournemouth tonight, as well as former Bournemouth defender Charlie Daniels. Nobby Solano is on. He'll look ahead to Newcastle versus Villa tomorrow lunchtime. And David Seaman will join the boys on breakfast. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Angelina Kelly, with Adrian Flux. Insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Alan Brazil and Ray Parler are up next.